There has been over 1,000 revolutions from the year 1900 up until today. And if you span back 2,000 years, there has been over 10,000 revolutions and only five known to modern history that have resulted in immediate peace. And there's been only one that has spanned over 5 years. And you guessed it, that is the Revolutionary War fought here in the United States, which has established this great nation. In today's geopolitical climate, there's a lot of discussion of civil war and foreign adversaries doing things between cyber attacks and other forms of warfare. I'm not going to say here on YouTube that disrupts and messes with our people here on US soil. I want to just share in this video a very hot topic that is uncomfortable to talk about for the fact that gun-ho patriots, including myself, believe that we must have a free nation. We must abide by the amendments, and most of all, we must remain a moral Christian nation in order for our nation to succeed, thrive, and continue past what we just had, which is our 250th year anniversary. The thing that a lot of patriots, though, neglect to think about and recall and look back on history on is the reality that we are the exception. We are the only exception in all of history, known history, that we are aware of, that there was a revolution that caused a nation to emerge from it and take world dominance. We're the only one. Without a dictatorship, without a socialist nation, without a communist nation, without a government that completely destroys civil rights and moral rights. Now, you can argue, obviously, there's so many things being done in our nation that are questionable from our government towards its civilians. Are we truly free or not? But if you've not traveled to second and third world nations, you're living in a bubble. I began traveling to third world nations when I was about 12 years old, and I quickly realized how truly blessed I was being born and raised in the United States of America. And to think and comprehend that the discussion right now between the left and the right, that there would somehow be a war fought or that there would be a cause to violence here on the U.S. soil, is saddening to me and nerve-wracking, because yet again, we live in a world where there has only been one successful revolution. I'm not saying this because I love our government. I'm not saying this because I want or don't want something to ensue. But I'm saying this as a warning to the patriots like myself and many of my friends that love the First and Second Amendment very much. But the reality is that we must do every measure possible in order that the Second Amendment would not need to be used ever in this nation. That we must use the First Amendment in every legal obligation we have as U.S. citizens, so that nothing like the Revolutionary War would ever have to happen again in this nation. So I warn you and I urge all of you to be praying, to build a community around you of like-minded people, and to be pushing for your local, state, and federal government to become stabilized financially, most of all morally, and geopolitically, so that the U.S. would be the focal point of our worldview, and that this nation would be able to continue. Because if you look at history, nations that were on the brink of collapse did not treat the people like you and I, who are patriots, well. And 99.9999% of times, it did not work out in our favor. So I urge you to prepare, pray, hope, and build community, and have faith in Christ, and have faith in your brothers and sisters around you. Love you guys.